first is the bad. Okay. So this is, Michelle, this is what yours will look like at the very beginning. It won't have anything on it. And that's usually what people who are first getting on LinkedIn, they will see that. So you'll be able to fill that in really well. Okay, so somebody has an account, but they've only put a banner photo, which is pretty, but we have no idea who the person is. And so we, as entrepreneurs, our branding, we are our brand basically. So you have to have your your photo in there too, so people will be able to find out who you are and how you are and resonate with you or not. So next one, she's kind of reversed it. She doesn't have anything in her banner, which many people have it this way. But her photo is, you can't even see her, basically. I mean, you see her standing off on the side, kind of far away, landscape, but actually, and she even has sunglasses, so you don't really know who she is. So I'll show you some good examples. Here's one that's a little bit better. She's got a really nice smile. Um, there are a few things that could be improved with it. Basically, closer up, shoulder up to your shoulder, so that we could actually see her really close up. But I just picked this photo because I like her expression. Okay, here's another faux pas. Like these are all photos that have really busy backgrounds. Okay, so the left, the flowers on the left, you actually see those before you actually see her. The next one, that's really striking. Like I look at that background more than I look at her, really. And then the one in the middle, you can see it looks like she has antennas coming up, like a Martian or something. And these two come from two different countries somewhere in the world, and it just looks like both of them are looking at each other. Like she's looking over at him, thinking, "Oh, he's going to pick me up or something," and who knows what he's looking at. So these are not good examples of profile photos. And then I was going to show you this one. She's a real estate agent, and I don't know if I would want to buy a house from her. She looks scary. Okay, so um, so this is another one who the banner itself speaks all about him. So that's the thing I wanted to emphasize, is the banner should speak about the person that's reading it. It should be something that the person coming to the profile would think, oh gosh, that sounds great. And so, but he's talking about this place that he spoke. And when people come to your profile, they don't know you, so they don't really care. They just care about fixing their problem. So so here's one. He looks like he's sitting in front of a fire camp or something. He's a coach too. So I thought that was very interesting. I chose that. And then look at this one. She looks like she's coming from Alaska or somewhere. Can't really see her face or anything. So those were some very interesting ones I found. Okay, so some good ones. So these are all good. They all have nice smiles. The two guys don't, but they look distinguished. They're all close up. Their backgrounds are clear. The lady on the upper right, maybe just a little bit of fogginess, but that's fine. It's subtle. So all of these, I would definitely approve. And this one, I'm not thinking anything about the design of it or even the photo. The photo is very blurry, but the thing that wanted to show you was the message. Do something that your future self will thank you for. So it speaks directly to people that she works with. Now it's just she needs to get a VA or somebody to help her design a better looking one. But as far as the message, I would say that would be good for whoever that she's working with. And now this particular one, like every little word in each little bubble has something to do with the person coming to the profile and getting some kind of result. So I approved this. And then in the middle, she goes, let's create something great. So she's speaking directly to the people that she wants to work with. And here's another one. You can tell that she works with She's a career coach. Are you a career woman who wants to love more, connect more, be more? That is directly speaking to career women. So that was really good, and I like her photo too. I don't know why she has click here to join the group, because if you click on a banner at LinkedIn, it doesn't go anywhere. It just shows the image. So maybe she brought it over from Facebook. I don't know. So, and here's you can put quotes if you want. The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away. So she is speaking directly to the people who would resonate with this message. As this one, before anything else, preparation is the key to success. You don't have to use your own quotes. You can use somebody else's quotes. I have somebody else's quote on mine. Okay, headlines real quick. So the headlines are important because it can, just in a concise, few little phrases, you can talk about who you are, who you work with, and what result that you give them. And so this particular one talks mostly about the person, the coach, empowerment coach, speaker, like everything are titles, which people aren't going to really care that much. They want to have their problem solved. So if you start with something like transforming relationships with conscious parenting, so somebody who is a parent who wants to transform the relationship would resonate with this. Then the rest of it could be like, if this person was working with me, I would probably tweak some of the rest of it, like one-on-one signature coaching program. Like that doesn't need to be up here because they're going to be talking about it later. So I just wanted to show this one because the beginnings is a good start. Parenting coach and an Amazon number. This one talks all about the person, all like the entire place. Parenting coach could bring parents, but it's just a title. It doesn't say what they actually do to help them reach their goals. Star seeding parenting, I would take that out first and then just start with helping parents with kids who experience the world differently go from overwhelm and crisis to healing and joy. I mean, I would tweak it a bit, but she's on the right, she or he are on the right track, speaking directly to the people that she works with and how she helps them solve their problem. Now this one, this one has no, like, how many coaches and trainers are there on LinkedIn? Hundreds of thousands, I'm sure. So that does nothing to help the person coming to the profile. New and first-time dog parents. Okay, that resonates with people who have a dog for the first time. Like there's things that you do with the headline, because it's a headline, the important words are all capitalized, but in terms of what she's saying, I would say that would be a good start because she's speaking directly to the people that she works with. Helping parents navigate their children's trauma so this does definitely speak to the people, if parents have a child with trauma, and how she does it through a therapeutic approach so that they can heal and grow. I mean, that first sentence is really good. Of course, we would like tweak it. It's probably a little long, little bit wordy or something. Workshops and one-on-one coaching doesn't need to be there, but she has a really good idea about that. Oh, and there we go. Somebody put coach. I think those are like hundreds of thousands on LinkedIn. So anyway, so Michelle, I guess you can't do this yet, but Cheryl, you have an account, right? Does everyone have that little speaker? I'm going to show you. Whoops. See this little speaker right here? Do you have that? Did you know that you can actually record a little message on here? Actually, the main purpose of this is so that you can pronounce your name in case it's hard to understand. But you can, oh, you have one, Rachel? You have, oh, okay, so yeah. So you do it on your phone. So Cheryl, if you have your phone right now, and do you have the LinkedIn app up? Okay, so you have to go to your profile on LinkedIn through your app. And do you know how to get there? you go to the upper left where your photo is and tap on that. And then you'll see a little menu, and then just tap on view profile, and then it'll take you there. Once you get there, are you there, Cheryl? Oh, you're muted.
No, I don't usually go in through my phone, so I'm not even logged in. I always go on my
On your
laptop, so
computer?
I'm logging in now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So just so for the replay, when you do have,
Okay.
you go to once you're on their profile on your phone, you tap on the little pencil that's right to the right of your photo, and then you'll come to a page that'll have your name, and then you scroll down just a little bit, and you'll see your audio recording right underneath that, and then you tap on the pencil right to the right of your audio recording, and then you can just record either your name or a little welcome if to the profile. Like, no, I'll play mine so you can hear it. Well, hello, Wendi Hatton here. If you're a coach looking for amazing clients, check out the link below and pick up the 5 keys to getting premium clients using LinkedIn. So you get 10 seconds.
That's pretty
So
cool.
yeah, you don't have to. I mean, you do put your name, you say your name, but some people only say your name. And then this right here, this is a place where you can, on your phone, you can create a welcome video for 30 seconds. So those are just two ways that you can be really visible to people, and so they can get to know you much better than if they could hear your voice, and then in the video, if they can actually see you. Zoom makes these little things a little kind of slow, so I'm not going to actually play it, just so that we have the time. Okay, so we did the LinkedIn app. I went to the profile. Okay, step 3 is craft a compelling message so that your visitors hang on to your every word, and that is the About section. And I will show you first I'll show you the how it works. There are 4 components to your message in the About section. And the first one is you address the problem that they have that they don't want. So the problem that they have that you can actually solve, that's what you address first. And then second, you address the result that they want that they don't have. So the result that you can help them provide, or that you can provide for them, that's the next thing that you address in the second part. The third one is you educate them with your expertise, show them that you actually can get them to that result that they want. And then the fourth one is you offer a no resistance call to action. So what that means is, like, you give them something to do at the end. And no resistance means, like, you don't put your phone number, because that's a high resistance type of an action. If they're going to call you up, their first thing they're going to think, oh, they're going to try to sell me something, kind of thing. So a no resistance call to action is if you have some kind of content that they can consume, like a lead magnet, a gift that you can give them in replace of their email. So that helps you grow your email list. And it's very safe because they can just take their time, just go through your content whenever they want to. And then on the bottom of that, when it's finished, then you can have how they can contact you if they resonate. So that's the main approach to when you are writing in the About section. And I'll show you mine just as an example. Let's see. Oops, I went to the wrong place. So mine is pretty spaced out. So one other thing is to make sure you've got no more than 3 lines, because people aren't really going to read through something that's like these big paragraphs that are just with no spaces or anything. So here's mine. It's so frustrating trying to attract clients here on LinkedIn, isn't it? So people who are trying to do that, they say, yes, that is. I'm going to keep looking. That addressed the problem. And then the next one sort of emphasizes it. Well, you must feel like you're wasting your time trying to figure it all out. So then, well, it's time. This is the second component. addressing the result. It's time to make it your mission to be the thought leader in your niche here on LinkedIn, so you can finally reach so all the things that they want will be in the section. And then I did a couple, like another one, the kind that pay you what you are worth and that kind of thing. So everything talks about exactly what they want. And then just imagine it. And then the third section where you talk about how you can help them, just a short, just little um, brief synopsis of what you do. This is my methodology that has the acronym here that I use for all my trainings. And so it's pretty. If these were all like going out, I wouldn't have done it like that way, but they're really short. And then kind of segueing into the call to action, be by implementing the proven formula, you can be certain that premium clients are in your future, and then leading into what I want them to do next. So I'm right here, I'm saying DM me and let's connect. What I had before was the link to my lead magnet, but what I already have it up here, which is one thing that LinkedIn has allowed right here, get 5 keys to LinkedIn success. But you have to have the creator mode on right here. When you first open up your LinkedIn account, it won't be on. And it's probably good because the best time to do creator mode is if you have more than 500 people as connections, because you're trying to get to this point. So this will be, if you have 100,000 connections or something, it'll still say 500 plus. So you want to get to this point to 501. And the reason that you want to wait to do the creator mode is when you have it on just regular, then people will see on your profile the button that says connect, and they can just connect right away. But if you have the creator mode, it'll say follow. So if you press follow, you're not really connecting with the person, you're just following them. So the way to actually connect, if you really want to connect with them and create a relationship, you go to the more button. It won't be on mine because it's my own. You go to the more button, and then you'll see an option to connect. And a lot of people don't know that. So if they don't know to do that, then you've missed out on a connection. So if you don't have that many connections, I would just keep that creator mode off for now, so that you can start getting people that'll say connect there, and they'll just click the connect. But once you do open up the creator mode, you'll get all these other tools. Like you'll get the newsletter. You'll be able to create a newsletter. They started an audio, kind of a similar to how Clubhouse is, and then you'll be able to put this link right here. I tested it once, and I turned off the creator mode, which you can do. You can turn it off and on, but so I turned it off, and this went away. So, and this goes straight to my landing page where people can sign up. So that was a really great feature that they put together. And here's my banner. The ones who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones that do. And people that come to my profile are the ones that really resonate with that. That's a Steve Jobs quote. And so let's see. Then here's what I was talking about. Empowering coaches to showcase their brilliance and enroll premium clients using LinkedIn. So that's what tells them how I help them. Also, I have a summit that I host every quarter. So that's on there. So if your first sentence says something that helps them understand how you help them, who you help, then the next one you can put things like things that you're doing, who you are, things, and you can also put a conversation point right here at the end. So a lot of veterans and Navy people reach out to me sometimes. I had a client that she put she was an avid golfer. So it's just a way to start conversations through the profiles. So I'm skipping through a lot of these here. Let's see what time it is. Okay, wanted to make sure we get down pretty well. So experience, this is where you put your positions, like wherever you, whatever you want to be displayed up here at the top should be listed first under experiences. So if it's not, if that's not where you, what you want to have on the top, then there's a way to go here to move things around and in the order that you like. I'm doing this. This is like second. People see that I do this, and so people will be able to see the different things that I've done. This is what Rachel was talking about. This is how we met. She was my guest, or we had three co-hosts, and she came and we interviewed her. So that was pretty cool. And so then education's next. You can put those. And the same thing with the education. If it, whatever you have at the top will populate at the very top of your profile. If you've got license and certifications, definitely you want to put some of those here. You can even actually put upload the actual certificate there if you want to show the proof. And volunteering is a good section to put because it's another conversation starter. People might say, oh, wow, like people have said, oh, I play handbells too, or that kind of thing. And so if they're, the biggest thing about your profile is if there's commonality between you and the person coming to it. And same thing is when you go to their profile, if you see something that is that you you know, like went to the same school or some kind of commonality between you and the person whose profile you went to, then that's a way to reach out to them and say, oh, so what years were you there at that school? And I was there, da da da. Did you know this? So it's like starting a relationship this way. So here's another section for skills. And people who can come, as long as they're first connections, they can come to your profile and click this little button that gives you an endorsement. And so the goal is to get more than 99 because that's where they stop counting. Let's see. Yeah, so because I realized if you go to somebody who's not your connection yet, it won't have these little endorsement because LinkedIn thinks they don't, that you don't know them. So let's see. Okay, recommendations. Those are important just so others can read about how people have worked with you. They don't necessarily have to be clients. They can be just people like collaboration type people, people that you've spent time with. Like this was someone who I just did a small, a little look at her profile. So she just described how that was. This was a VA I had once. This was someone who organized a speaking opportunity for me. So they don't have to only be clients. They can be just people who have good things to say about you. And then you got organizations down here. If you have any that you belong to right now, when this another conversation piece for if commonalities, oh, I'm part of that too. What branch are you part of? Whatever. And then interests down here, you don't actually have to go in here and add things. It's just as you are going around LinkedIn and you're following people, it just populates inside here, all the different people, companies, groups, newsletters. It's all separated into there, and you don't have to do that. And then the last one is where you, right in here, there are several little options that you can click on as far as who, like some of the things that causes that are important to you. And it's just another way for other people to say, oh, I do this, I have belong that. So it's mainly, the profile is mainly to display what it is that, who you are, your personality, your branding, your message, your style, everything having to do with you, because so many people do exactly what you do. So you just have to make sure that you can differentiate yourself from other people, make yourself unique so that they'll remember you and they'll want to reach out and connect with you. Let's see, let me go back to, let me see if I got off track here. Okay, we did all of that. We did that. Oh yeah, the first section that is on your about section, it can either be a question, is it a struggle attracting clients here on LinkedIn, or it can be a statement, you are struggling to attract clients. So you can trade off and see which one gets more response. The statement one tells them that you actually, you know what they are up to. You know their problem really well. Let's see, got that. I think I just kind of went through everything to the profile. We did that. I think we're I think we're good. Profile. Oh, and this is the last thing. If anyone would like to have a personalized 20-minute LinkedIn profile overview of your overview, I mean of your profile, you can actually sign. If you would like to register for that, it's free. There's no. This is not a sales call. I will. I have a link here in the chat if you want to do it. If you're watching the replay, you can just email me at wendy@wendyhatton.com. Even if you're here and you just want to do it that way, you can do it that way. But basically that is my full, well, that wasn't full. I just kind of I went through kind of quickly just so we won't run out of time. Let's see, oh, here we go. Stop share. There we go.
Thank you, Wendy.
All right.
I have a question, so don't put all that stuff away yet.
Okay.
I had a question, which was, you said there was a little bit underneath the profile where people could like interact with you, or that you said somebody told you she was a pro golfer, or where, how do you enable that, or
yeah, that was at the end of the headline.
right.
So how do you mean how do you put that or edit?
Yeah, like I don't necessarily think I have that on my profile, but does everybody have that? Maybe I just didn't see it.
Let's see. You mean this down here?
Yeah, no, oh, maybe I misunderstood. Was I thought it was something where people could interact with you.
Oh.
Maybe I misunderstood.
It was just from them looking at your profile and then going to Messenger, just
okay. I thought there was something under your profile where somebody could.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah, wouldn't it? Yeah, let's talk to LinkedIn.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention this. These are little hashtags of the topics that you talk about, so people can look and see if they resonate with it. And that's if you have the creator mode on. That's another creator mode feature that you can do.
Can you turn creator mode on and off?
You can.
So like if I don't have 500 plus connections and I don't want to turn my creator mode on because of what your great advice, could I turn it on, add the little something, and turn it off again?
Yeah. Oh, depends on what you wanted to add. Like yeah, this will go away. If you add this link and you turn off the creator mode, it won't be there anymore.
Okay.
And then you won't have the newsletter ability access or whatever. So the main, and you won't have this will go away too.
Okay, that's what I wondered. All right, thank you.
Oh, okay. Oh, did you notice these little emojis? I didn't tell you about this. There's a website that LinkedIn approves. They've got tons of different emojis that you can use just to help you stand out, and it's called oh, okay, wait a minute. Oh man, it escaped my head. Oh gosh, it just escaped my head. I will, as soon as I think of it, I will let you all know. I'll tell Rachel, and Rachel can tell everyone.
Yeah, or drop it in the chat if it comes to you while we're running.
Oh yes, I just got it. Cool Symbol. COOLSYMBOL with no S. I'm pretty sure that that's what it is. Let me just check here. Yeah, coolsymbol.com. Even though it says, even though the link says singular, it does say symbols, but you can get there with just one cool symbol, singular.
Okay, I put it in
these are all, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. These are all LinkedIn approved. You can, whatever it matches your brand. I had a client who, she was an inventor, so she put little light bulbs in here. So, or you can just do the regular, whatever you want on the keyboard, the straight up and down line. You can do that if you want. Just whatever is suits your brand, your desire. It's very customizable.
Beautiful.
Okay, there we go. That's the overview of LinkedIn profile.
Thank you, Wendy. I'm opening the floor to Q&A. You can either just unmute yourself and talk, or you can throw it in the chat if you want to ask any questions. And if not, we will soldier on.
I have questions.
Go ahead.
Yes, yes, Cheryl.
So just so I'm clear, only if you have the 500 plus does it open up all of those options. You had lots of sections at the lower end of your page that looked really cool. Or does everybody have access to that?
Everybody has access to those. If you don't have any of those sections that you saw, I can show you how to add it.
Okay. Yeah. And I look at mine and I realize it's just really naked. I mean, there's so many opportunities I'm missing. So thank you. This has been incredibly valuable for.
Oh, great.
And
so, go ahead.
It doesn't feel overwhelming, which sometimes social media things like this can feel so way too much.
I hear that word so often, overwhelming.
Yeah, so I appreciate that it feels like this is something
you can actually do. So if you want to add sections, you go to your profile and then let's see how that's slipped down here, add profile section.
Okay.
And then just click on that and it gives you all the different ones that you could. Let's see if it gives. So add education, da da da. So there are a lot of different ones there's some that I don't even have, like projects. I don't have a project one. So you can decide which ones that you want to do. And then you just click on it and it should populate underneath. Actually, I'm not really sure where it goes on. There's a way that you can adjust it so that it does come up at a different place if you want it higher up or not. But you can definitely have more sections than you have. Everybody has the activity section. Oh, here's another thing you can do. You can go to anybody's profile and click on show all posts, and then it comes up with different columns. Let's say you want to just find out what their posts in general look like. If they all come down here, any comments they make, images and like any articles, so that you don't have to search around for their content. You can just go straight to their profile and click on posts or articles, or there's even more, looks like events and reactions. Okay.
So you go to someone else's page to do that and then can click on all activity.
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah, that's a great.
There are all these cool things you can do with that profile.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome. Thank you. And thank you so much for the generous offer of the 20 minutes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can get a lot done in 20 minutes.
Yeah. And I, for those watching the replay, the link won't be there, but Wendi, can you please say your email address again so that people might direct you?
Sure. It's Wendi, Wendi, see here in my name, at wendyhatton.com.
Pretty easy. Pretty easy. Yes. I don't think it gets better than that. Easier than that. Okay. Any other questions for Wendi?
I don't have any questions, but I want to thank you. I really was finding LinkedIn very overwhelming myself, and you very much simplified it, and I will go in there.
Excellent. I'm so happy.
Sure. No, thank you. You're very articulate on that. And because, I'm sorry, like Cheryl said, it's always just so.
Yeah, like you don't know where to start. No, you don't know what to do. And they don't have any kind of training to help somebody coming on, just to help them get started. So
I know, I feel that way about a lot of things online. So it was really good.
Yes. Definitely. Yeah, that's, I think, Wendi, you and I might have been talking about it earlier, where I just saw it as a big business thing, and it was a huge, I couldn't get in there. I couldn't understand how to get in there. And so this has been so helpful. I was making notes as you were talking, so I have some homework for myself after this is done.
Yes, definitely.
Any other questions or comments? Yeah,
I
go
have
ahead,
one
Cheryl.
more quick question.
Yeah,
Just
please.
Okay.
Wendy, so how do you work with people? Like what do you
Oh,
one-on-one, one-to-one coaching, groups? What do you do?
both. So, so at the beginning when I was saying that I founded the Link Prosperity Academy, that's actually a group of ladies. Right now, there's 3 ladies in here, and we meet 2 times a week. I mean, 2 times a month, and I just teach them different strategies that they can do in terms of getting their LinkedIn game up to snuff. And then I also have little trainings that you kind of on your own that you can do. Like there's a LinkedIn 101 section in there. You can just go through and it sort of gives you an overview of the profile and then just overall how to reach out to connect to the right people. So I have some one-on-one. I do one-on-one VIP days where we just take off. We just roll up our sleeves and just do the entire profile because I have a smaller hour, 15-minute one where we just kind of go through. It's more than the 20-minute one. So like I give you the suggestions, like go here to do this and do that. That's an hour and 15 plus then and there's like a 30-minute afterward follow-up just so if you have any questions or anything like that. But then the VIP day, we just do everything that I suggest in the smaller. So that's like 5 hours. You would have your entire profile done and ready to go and ready to figure out who you want to reach out to because you'll be clear on who that is and what it is that you want to help them solve. And so there's different levels. The academy is it's like every day, like there's no one-on-one for that. You just come to the live training and answer questions. I do a little bit of a training and then I answer any questions they might have. That's usually what people start with, and then if they want to go deeper, they can do the VIP day or even just the hour 15-minute strategy type of a call. So yeah, that's basically
Thank
what
you.
I do.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank you. All right.
welcome.
So, as we conclude, I wanted to talk, first of all, thank you so much, Wendy, because as we all have experienced, that's been, I think everyone here and probably everyone listening will have, or watching the replay, will get a lot out of this presentation. And thank you for taking the time to offer this to us. And it means a lot. And
Yes.
this event is, as I mentioned, under the umbrella of the events that will be offered and the classes that will be offered in the Awaken Women Mentors community. So I wanted to walk you through a little bit about what that is, so that you can see how we all come together as women in midlife around this kind of support. So before we dive into it, and this will be just very brief, so I know we have about 5 minutes left on the time, but if you can spare another 7, that would be helpful. So if you could put in the chat, women, I think we're all in midlife, and so if you could put in the chat for me, what are some of the challenges that you experience in midlife? What are some, and it could be just one big thing that's troubling you, or something that it could be a whole bunch of things. So feel free to go crazy and fill in the chat. What are some challenges that you experience as a woman in midlife? And as you're doing that, I will explain who I am. For those who don't know, I'm Rachel Astarte. I'm a holistic psychotherapist and a transformational life coach. I'm also an educator. And many of the women that I talk to who are in midlife really raise the issue of the biggest challenges that they face being a lack of community, that sometimes we feel very isolated as we go through this time in life, and also a sense of missing a larger purpose in life. So it could be very well that we have a lot of accomplishments, we have families, we have careers, but we don't necessarily feel like we have a larger purpose. Something's missing. I don't know if any of you say yes in the chat if you've experienced anything like that. And so having listened to these women over the years, I thought, and Michelle saying, and brain fog, yes, that is definitely a big part of it. That's what drove me to create this community. And so let's talk for a little bit about each of those elements. This time of life, of midlife, is a time of change and of progress. And as I said, we may have a lot of accomplishments, but somehow we feel as though we're missing that larger purpose. Like, I've done all these things, but something is missing. And there's a part of us, I think, that believes our life experiences are worth sharing with others, but we don't know how, and we don't know in what capacity we can do that. And I submit to you that lost purpose is in part because of the way society views women in midlife. And we are bombarded with that sense that women in midlife are doing their crazy thing over here, and we push that over there, and we don't talk too much about it. And women themselves are moving through this period of my body is changing, my mind, brain fog, my mind is changing, my needs, my desires are changing. I don't know how to manage that. And we're also trying to live in a society that doesn't really celebrate women in midlife. So I believe it's an ancient longing that our desire as women at this time in our life is to be giving back to our communities. And again, because we're spread apart and because we're isolated, we may have some friends who are going through the same thing, but we don't have our community of women. There's an ancient longing to be the wisdom keepers and sharers of our communities. And that's our purpose. That's the thing that's missing. So you can go to a midlife coach and she can teach you how to live your best life. And that's amazing. But it's not enough, because once we are living our best life, what then? Who gets the benefit of us living our best life? So that's what the calling is. And the other part of this community that I've put together is that gathering of women that we so need, the support, much like what Wendi presented today. Those of us who are on the call, those of us who are listening, here is a woman who has been able to share some knowledge with us that has enriched everyone who is watching. Pretty amazing. And that's just, what was that? 35, 40 minutes, right? So I want to talk to you a little bit about the membership so that you get a sense of what we're doing. So just one moment while I share my screen. Okay. So the Awaken Women Mentors community offers courses, and we'll talk about those in a minute, community and collaboration. Those are all such important elements. This part we're going to discuss in a minute, but to be able to have a group of women that we can come to as needed, it's there's message boards and things like this where we're actually designing a life for ourselves, a supportive life for ourselves within that community. So getting back to what I was talking about a little bit earlier, these are the issues that a lot of women in midlife come up against. The issue being feeling alone in our process of midlife, and also seeking our larger purpose. So in order to deal with this, the community itself, offers us a chance to gather and be together and support each other. That's the Awakened Women Mentors community. Seeking our purpose, it's mentorship. And mentorship is a scary word for a lot of people. It sounds like a lot of work, but mentorship, in fact, the 5th event that I'll be offering on September 5th will be talking about mentorship, redefining what we mean by mentorship. What we really mean is sharing your gifts with the world, but we'll talk more about that. And in order for us to be the best mentor or wisdom keeper and giver that we can be, we really need to be able to be sure that we are our best selves. And that's what the Foundation of Self coursework is about. So here's an example of the personal pathway that you could experience during this work in the community. So we have a moment of awakening. There's your Awakened Women Mentors. This realization that your personal accomplishments are very gratifying, but there's something more you want to do with your life. And that leads us to the mentorship aspect, right? What is our calling? What's our purpose? To be a guide to younger people. So in that way, you're making a larger contribution to the world. But also those people, those younger people, feel supported and that they're not alone in their journey through life. And all this leads toward, what are we leaving after we're no longer here on the planet in this form? We're leaving this legacy of the energy that we have put back into our community. And of course, for the science geeks out there, because I'm one of them, that affects the quantum field as a whole. And that's a big deal. So that's what our community helps to do. So this is what the membership includes. You'll have full access to the Foundation of Self program. That's a year-long, no cost. There's an active, very active message board, again, where you're exchanging ideas, asking questions, networking. Wendy's presentation is a perfect example of this, is that members have a platform to teach and share. If you have a skill set that you'd like to share with your sisters, and we'll talk about this in a second, but every second Tuesday of the month is guest presenter day. So this would have been Wendy's presentation for that Tuesday. If you want to teach us how to crochet, if you want to teach us how to compost, if you want to teach us something that you have learned, we are all here to enrich each other. So that's something else you can do. As I mentioned, I'm a therapist and a coach. So you also get $50 off every one-on-one session with me. And those are great for when you want to fine-tune some issues that you're working on. We're going to talk about the weekly and monthly group classes. And those are not necessarily lectures. We'll be talking about stuff, but we're really going to be looking at this more as, you could think of it as a cross between group therapy and a class where we're learning things. You'll have free access to all the replays and exclusive courses and workshops that are not offered to the public. And of course, ongoing encouragement and support from me and from your sisters in the community. So these are the rundown of the benefits. I have 10 years of experience as a holistic psychotherapist and transformational coach. So I'm bringing that to you. 30 years of teaching experience in higher education. You'll be receiving, and we'll talk about the coursework next. And of course, you have your community. All of this is so that you can step into that larger purpose of sharing the amazing individual being that you are with the rest of the world, however that looks to you. So this is a rundown of the Foundation of Self program. It's broken down into 3 trimesters. Each one is 3 months long with a month off in between for processing. So we'll start this year, October to January, with December off for our break. But let's talk briefly about what's being offered. Unearthing the Self is a chance for you to strip away all of the roles and labels that might not serve you any longer and really find out how to discover and honor who you truly are at your core. That's the foundation of all of this work. You are the thing that you're bringing out into the world. So we have to make sure that you are in line with that woman. So that's what we spend the first trimester working on, is developing you. Can't think of a better project, really. Trimester 2 is polishing the gem. Once we have this amazing being, now is where the sort of like the therapy coaching part comes in a little bit more, where we're looking at what are some unresolved issues in your life. This is where I can put on my therapist hat and help you with childhood wounding, negative self-talk, imposter syndrome, weak boundaries, and those kinds of issues that you might talk to a therapist about. We're going to be taking full classes on those. And again, you get the community to help support you. All of this work is very interactive. And then the third trimester is sharing the wealth. Now that you've found the person, you've polished the gem of that amazing being. Now, how do you take that out into the world? It's going to look different for everybody. So we're going to take this trimester to create a cornerstone project, which is really just a self-crafted plan for how you're going to share your personal wisdom through mentorship. And that really means through sharing your gifts. What does that look like for you? It could be you make a career of it, the way I have done, or it could just be you being your best, most wonderful self out in the world. That counts. So here's a little insight into what happens when you're a member of the community. We have weekly and monthly events. Some of them, and again, all of this is optional. You can just come for the community and leave it there. You can come for the classes and leave it there, but there's so much to avail yourself of. So Mondays are office hours. Tuesdays are the class itself. Every Thursday, we have a memoir vignette writing lab. So we're going to be working with your own stories, which is beautiful. And then coursework coaching call on Fridays is when we are answering questions about what we're working on in class that week. So they're very dedicated to that. Monthly events. First Mondays, we have interoception hour. This is the core body, mind, body, spirit part of the work. We're going to be doing felt sense meditation, allowing ourselves to speak to our bodies and get information from them about how to work with maybe the more mental and emotional challenges that we encounter. Here's, as I mentioned, this is guest presenter Tuesday. So that could be you, that could be somebody we bring in from outside, but any member gets priority for booking that slot. Those of you who were here for the Wisdom Salon that we opened the free events with, this is where we get together and have a party, really. We just bring something to share, a piece of information, something we read, something we enjoyed that month, and we share it with our sisters. But we really did. I think somebody in the last session had like her gin and tonic, and we just kind of, it was a big party. And so we do that every third Thursday. And then down the line, we will be opening, once we have a nice group, on the fourth Fridays of the month, we'll be opening to the Awakened Maidens mentoring call. And that means we invite younger women to come and sit with us as the panel and ask questions of us as the elders. So the next question is, what do you get? What's the investment? So between now and September 5th, there are two ways that you can join the membership. You can join at the annual fee of $9.97 or 4 payments of $250, or you can pay monthly for $97. After the launch to the rest of the public on September 5th, the price is going to double. It's like a $7 difference. It's going to pretty much double. So now is a really good time to join us. And so there, as you can see from the pre-launch savings, there's a pretty big difference in how much you're going to save between pre-launch and post-launch. And you get all of these things that I've just been talking about. So if you're interested and want to learn more, this is the website to go to. It's bit.ly/midlife mentors. And you can also reach me directly at Rachel@midlifementors.com. I'm sorry, Rachel@midlifementorship.com. My bad. So, but if you would like to read more about what the membership offers, this is the website to go to. Any questions? You're muted, Wendi.
Oh, sorry. At the bottom, it said at Rachel it was different than what you said or mentioned about the mentorship, like in the little small little print.
Oh yeah, that's my Instagram handle. It's at Rachel Astarte Therapy. So if you want to find me on Instagram or Facebook, it's at Rachel Astarte Therapy. But if you want to reach me directly, you can go to midlifementorship.com. That's the easy one. Or you can go to rachelastartetherapy.com. They go to the same place. Yeah.
Got it.
And thank you all for staying a little bit later. Are there any questions before we sign off?
No questions, but thank you both very kindly. This was great.
Yeah.
Very appreciated.
Yeah.
And thank you so much, Wendi. Again, such a great presentation.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
And
you.
Right.
have a beautiful day.
The same.
Thank you.
Bye.